Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today I'm going to share with you my design team project for Country Craft Creations. And for this project, I made a mini album that's Halloween themed. I used the Carta Happy Halloween paper collection. And I'm just going to walk you through the album first and just show you everything that's in it. And then if you like what you see, stick around, and the process to put it together will be at the end. So I started out making this little chipboard haunted house that I use as my lid closure for kind of like a gatefold type opening in the front here. And I do show you how I made the little house. And then when you open it up here on the inside, I've got some ghosts kind of hanging out, and that's where the magnet is that keeps the book closed. And then I got a couple of these like little faux windows on either side using some of the cutouts peeking through. And then each one of these, I'm going to call them signatures because they're each one is a different section and they open up in different directions. So if you were to open it in this direction here, you've got some pockets, and then you've got these I guess they like photo. I don't even know what you would call these, like photo wallets, I suppose. And I just keep those closed with buttons and brads. And I've got two of them on this page. And then if you flip the page in the other direction, you've got a nice big pocket here with a couple of the cut aparts that are backed on some black cardstock. And you've also got a couple more little photo wallets. This is just a different style. And I keep these ones closed with some, the, I could think of what the name of it is. Seam binding, oh my goodness. Seam binding and a jump ring. And this was just because I wanted something different, a little more organic on the page. I thought it was really cute. But you can also use magnets or whatever you want to. Then when you open it up, now keep in mind my book's a little stiff. I haven't really been opening and closing it a lot, so I'm going to kind of push down on it. Trust me, it's not breaking. Nothing is wrong. See how I'm just making some space. It looks terrible. But on the back page here, I decided I wanted that whole, so there's one whole sheet, and that's one side, and then when I flip it over, you'll see the other side. I love that sheet, so I put the whole thing on one whole page. And then I just have some interactive elements that I thought would be kind of fun. On the inside here, I've got a little place for a bunch of photo mats. On the inside, I've got a little flap that goes up where you could put a bunch more pictures. When you flip it over, there's some more on this side. This one has another pocket and another belly band that's holding some more photo mats. Just some super easy places to tuck things. The book will get kind of chunky really fast, so you got to keep that in mind when you're making it and deciding how many signatures you want to put into your book. So this one's held together with magnets, so I did use some magnets. And then here's another packet with a packet with some more cut aparts in it. And then another more pockets with more cut aparts and photo mats. And then again, this same photo wallet, but this time I used magnets to keep it closed. And then I've got that same pocket again. And then this is the other side of that one sheet that I absolutely love. And here's another place that just flips open for more photo mats. And then that's the back cover. So that's the walkthrough that shows you everything that I did with the book to put it together. And so now I'm just going to kind of go through and start showing you how I did it. So this is all of your measurements are here, and this is just the basic way. So to do like the gatefold album, this is how I put mine together. And then I covered it on the inside, so if you needed those, well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to give you all of the measurements on a little guide that I will leave on my blog and on the Country Craft Creations website, their Facebook page. So here I'm just showing you that I'm using the Mountain Valley fold for binding my book together, and I will leave a link below to a video where I do a more thorough job explaining it in case, but it seems to be a very popular way to put books together, so I'm sure you've seen it and used it before. But this is what I'm going to show you how to make right here, is each one of these little signatures. So in my book, I have two of this first one of the middle one. That is the three signatures that are in the book that I just showed you. Now you could put just two signatures in your book, and then you would have more space in order to put more embellishments and more chunky things, or you could put three like I did and have it basically the way that mine is, or you could put four in it and leave it just, each page is just got paper on it instead of, putting any embellishments or chunky stuff on it. So it's up to you. to figure out how big you want your book to be. But this is how we are going to put together the first signature. So this is real simple. I made my book so that you could use just your regular 8.5 by 11 um, pieces of cardstock. So we're just going to take two of them here, and we're going to score them right down the middle at 5.5. And then you're going to, it's easier to watch me than it is for me to explain it, but you're going to put them on top of each other, opening in different directions. So one opens that way and one opens that way. And then this right here is going to attach to the one first side of your um, mountain fold. So you're going to put your tape right on this side of the mountain fold. And it's going to go directly on this paper right here. So you're going to slide it right up to the edge. You're going to put that on just like that. So this way, when you open it this way, or you can open it that way. Now on the other side of that mountain fold, you're going to put another one. And you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to take two pieces, fold them in half, flip it over so that you've got it opening one way and then opening the other way. You're going to stack them on top of each other. And then you're going to attach that one to the back side of that mountain fold right there. So you're going to put your tape on the back side, and then you're going to tape these two pieces right here together. Now it's up to you if you want to create a pocket in the middle. I did create one on the next one. I made a pocket out of these two sections, but you can most definitely, every time you put two of your signatures, one on either side of your mountain fold, you can turn that into a pocket. You would just put tape only on the two edges rather than like I'm going to do right here, which is, see, that's where you would put it if you wanted a pocket, but I don't want a pocket, so I'm just going to put tape all over the place. And then I'm going to place on the second piece, and it goes right along. I make sure I line it up from the top, and then it works out just fine. And then you have this side, which opens as well. So I will show you right now that this opens in both directions. So you've got this way. Now turn the page over, and you've got this way and this way. I know it seems a little bit confusing, but when you pull the whole thing apart, that's what it looks like. It's just a way to have more fun interactive pages. So this is the one we're going to create now, and again, we're just using the standard, there's the pocket, we're just using standard 8.5 by 11 cardstock. You're going to take your sheets and you're going to do the same thing with folding them in half. So you're going to score them in half, and then I took another piece and I just cut it in half, and that's where those flaps are going to come from. So nothing exciting going on here. It's super easy to do. Now, the only thing with this page is you want to double score. So you want to score once, and then at another just little 1/8 of an inch space over, you want to score again. So I'm scoring at 1 and then 1 1/8. And then do the same thing on with two of your bigger pages, and I'll show you in a minute. So you just want to fold these over, get your score lines. Don't worry about doing the double fold yet. I'll show you what you need that for. You can just score it on either one of the lines, it doesn't matter. And then on this, you have 4 pages here. 2 of them have that double score, and then 2 of them are just single scored. You're going to burnish those over. Same thing with these, but you don't need to do anything exciting here yet either. Just leave it like that. And this little double scoring, all that does is give you just that tiny little bit of space extra, so that when you fold all of your pages in on each other, it just gives it that little bit of extra space. So you're going to attach your flap. So here you're at this point, and now you're going to attach this piece right here, right on top of that. So you have the triple. So we're going to tape this one down. right on top. And then just make sure that whichever side you have the double score on is the side that's on the top. So see how you have that extra little space up there, so if you put a pocket underneath it, it won't be popped up, it'll sit more flush. And then the other side, when you close that and put that one over the top, see how that's got that little extra, just that little eighth of an extra inch will help keep it from like bunching up. It's not like totally necessary to do that. If it's too confusing, it's not that big of a deal. I would just, if you didn't want to do the double score, I would just take like an eighth of an inch off of whichever page is going to be on the inside of your trifold there, and you're going to attach it the same way. So this one goes on one side of your mountain fold, and this one goes on the other side. So we're going to do it again, but this time the flap is going to go down. You could also do it up. You could change this up any way you like. I just wanted each one to be a little bit different than the other one. So I went down. I decided to use my little ruler here to try to make that the double score, so you could actually see it. So this time we're going to attach it to the bottom. And I did trim just a little bit off of either end, like an eighth of an inch off of either side of that flap, just so that it wouldn't get caught up on the two folded pages that go over the top. And then close that one up and add it to the back of the next page. And I hope that you can see what I'm doing better than I'm explaining it, because I'm really bad at explaining this. But I will have, like I said, all the measurements will be, there'll be a cutting guide. I'll have it on my blog, and I will also have it on the Country Craft Creations in their files. So you'll be able to get the cutting file if you want it. I think this is a really cute idea for not just Halloween. So if you're not a big Halloween fan, it's not a big deal. What some other ideas would be, you could turn that house, instead of it being a um, haunted house, you could turn it into a farmhouse and then put a really cute little fall scene in the front with, maybe some pumpkins and an apple barrel and whatever your paper pack is that you're using, whatever little cut aparts that comes in it, or ephemera pieces. Or you could also do like a gingerbread house for a Christmas album. So it's just a cute little interactive album that you can decorate any old way you want. And now I'm just going to kind of run through and show you how we make the house on the front. So like I said, you could change this up and turn it into any type of house you want. It doesn't have to be a haunted house. That's just what I chose for my book, because I'm using the Halloween paper. And honestly, Halloween is one of my favorite decorating type holidays. I love all these. I like cute spooky though. Not too into this super scary spooky. So I will leave the measurements to the house, but I also showed you with the ruler just in case. This is just cut in half. It's just a simple square, and I'm showing you how I made the roof. This whole part where you're watching me make the house is easier just to watch than for me to explain it, because I'm really bad at explaining. This was on the fly, just looking at pieces of extra chipboard, and I'm like, I think I could make a house out of this. And so I started just cutting things and hoping that I didn't mess it up, because I didn't have enough big pieces of chipboard to make another one. And now we're going to add our pieces on. So this little trick is to do it backwards. So my pencil marks are on the back, and then I attached it to the front, and now I'm cutting from the back. And that's just to make it easier for me, because this is just your roof line. All of my little pieces here, I use that distress ink, the black soot distress ink around the edges, which also helped with any of my paper, because this paper had like a white core to it, so whenever I cut it, sometimes you could see the white. So no problem, just distress that up a bit. When I was looking at the sticker sheet, that's kind of how I figured out that I needed like a front porch and a door and a window, because there were certain stickers on the sticker sheet that I wanted to use to decorate the front of my house. So that's how I figured out how to put it together the way I wanted to. But it's, like I said, be a super cute like farmhouse, with, you know, the pumpkins and the apple barrels and maybe even like a little scarecrow. That would be totally cute too. And do a fall themed album, a thankful album. There's a bunch of different things that you could do with this little house idea. The North Pole could be the North Pole. So this is the easiest way to do this is you just put your triangle on top, and then you make some, these are just pieces that I'm going to use for my porch, my front porch. I also made a window out of a wheel. So that's a wheel that makes like a bicycle tire wheel thing. And I just cut out some of the spokes to make like a window at the top. And I wanted to put some of these little pumpkins inside of my window. Wanted a little scene up there. So I'm going to put the backing on and then stick my little pumpkins in there. This little ghost right here that you can see trick-or-treating, he was the inspiration for the front of this, to make sure I had a door and a front porch for him to be standing on, because I think he's absolutely adorable. So I'm just going to attach all of my pieces here to create my window. My little trio of pumpkins in there. Add my frame. So this paper right here that I'm using is the coordinating paper that Carta came out with that coordinates with this paper pack. So if you pick up the paper pack, I would suggest picking up that coordinating 12 by 12 cardstock as well. It's double-sided and it matches the paper perfectly, and I used all of it in different areas in this book, but it's not very expensive, so it's a really good deal to pick it up, and it keeps you, kind of saves you from using all your pattern paper um, to just on things that you're going to cover up. So this is my front porch, and I'm showing you what size it is. 1 by 5. And then the other little piece that I have cut over there with the 2 little squares, that's the front door. So I'll show you how I'm going to put together the front door. So I decided to do the front door, which is looks like 1.5 by 3 or 1.25 by 3. I might have to slow. I will measure everything, like I said, and put it on the cutting guide because I can't even read it. So I imagine you can't either. I'm going to add those 2 little squares once I put some, those ones are going to be black, and it's just like a front door. There, I don't make you sit there. I knew I cut it off somewhere, but now I'm just going to add a little brad that reminded me of a doorknob. So I'm just going to add a little brad to the front door there. And then that's where that's going to go. So I will glue everything together. And I'm just going to speed this up so you just add your porch posts. And then this I popped up in the middle so that it would lay flat, my little porch. The door went kind of tucked underneath and sat kind of on top of that foam that I put behind it. And my window and my roof. And then once I attach the roof, I just trim off either side of the roof so you don't see that top part of the house. You could leave it if you wanted to and turn part of it into like one side and leave it as, make it a chimney if you like that. And then that's basically it for the front. And then I used my stickers and all that to create this. So now I'll run through the album again. It's the same as the first part, so if you don't want to, you don't have to watch it again, but this is how I decorated the front of the Halloween house. And that's all stickers from the paper pack. Some of the ephemera pieces. I'll pull the camera back and just go through it again, and I will leave you with that. So I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoy this book. If you do make it, please leave me a comment. Let me know that you made it. I would love to know that you were able to follow along and that I did a pretty decent job of showing you how I did it. If there's any of the elements in this album that you would like to see close up on how to make them, you just let me know, and I can do like a part two where I show you the decorating. For the most part, I don't add it to this one because the video is already long enough. But if you guys really want to see how I made all these, I will most definitely put a video together for you. And again, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you again real, real soon. Have a wonderful week. Bye bye.